Alright guys, so I want to do a quick update. Things have slowed down just enough where we can breathe as far as getting projects out the door. Everything's shot that was on the schedule. Now we're just getting through post. So I've had a little more time to regroup. But we're not done with NAB. So if you can suffer through a few more NAB episodes, there's some gems in here I want to share from the stuff I saw. So we'll jump back to that. But I just wanted to say I had an idea and I want to get your opinion on it before I spend any time on it. There's a couple of movies that I shot in the last few years that have now been finally released in one way or another. One of them being, there's one called Dragon Fire. It's on Netflix nowadays. I don't know if you can see that, but it's Dragon, F-Y-R-E. It has 1 star, woohoo, on Netflix. But I thought it might be a fun idea to do a little DP commentary on it, just to kind of talk about the situations we were in and the lighting setups. And I already did a few years ago while we were shooting it, but now that we have the film done, it might be fun to look at the finished colored footage and kind of go over the setups. Another one recently is, this one we shot it a while ago. Let's see, what was it called? I forgot to bring it up. Dudes and Dragons. That's what they ended up calling it eventually. And this was a 100% green screen, well, almost 100% green screen film. It's on the Amazon, so it's not free yet if you don't have Netflix or something. But again, I would do something like that where we'd start it, do a little riff track / lighting track, talk about each one of the situations, the scenarios, etc., etc. Might be interesting to do. So if you guys want to sit through an hour and a half, 2 hours of me talking about lighting, leave a comment. Let me know if that's something you want me to do. If it's not, don't say anything and I won't waste my time or your time doing it. Otherwise, let's get back to NAB, looking at cool stuff. And then later on, I want to talk, I have some cool new toys, like some reflectors. I've been loving the reflectors lately. And talking about, again, the Ursa Mini 4.6K, which is finally in stock places. And yeah, so let's look at, what am I looking at today? RedRock Micro and Small HD. So roll it. Okay, here's the new RedRock stuff. They have this cool, their follow focus is now a unified controller receiver motor, which is actually very, very light. It looks heavy, but it's 6 ounces or something she said, super light. And it pairs what they call the Halo Solo. Remember the Halo years ago where they had like a laser rangefinder setup? This is now a new digital laser measuring tape that not only tells you that the distance, but it will then automatically control the motor to the distance of our rangefinder, which is pretty cool. So they really decided to make this for gimbals and drones and stuff. So if you're by yourself, which is quite a bit, you can hook it up. Where is it? Over here. Where they have it now. Okay, so there they have the rangefinder mounted underneath. Okay. And it then talks to the motor. And I think she said this was like $700. A new motor's $1,000. This is like $500. And this little thumb wheel guy controls all the standard stuff, but also lets you bypass the measuring tape. So you could set your focus, bypass it, probably still operate, and basically you have an autofocus system for your cameras that don't have autofocus. And then also the other thing they have is like a little auto-orienting mount for your monitors when you're on your gimbal, because you're constantly moving it up and down and you end up running out of not being able to see the screen and whatnot. So nothing too like crazy amazing new, but that's actually not too bad. I do need to upgrade my follow focus to something for their newer stuff. There's a newer one, it looks like. But that's kind of exciting. So it can let you do a line of sight autofocus. I also like this little guy up there. They call this the Scout, I think. And it's basically their little focus motor. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. It's this focus motor that hooks up into a cage so that you can then operate your little tiny camera and not be focusing on the barrel and screwing up your balance and whatnot. You can just use this little wheel and it runs your focus that way. I think it talks to the controller too. Does it? It's not hooked up. So you could have somebody operating. But that's pretty cool.
we've been thinking for years how cool it would
Moving
look
on.
like if you had an Xbox Ready stand.
You guys might recognize Melanie and Matt from such companies as Underfunded Rental Productions.
Why can no one say that right? It's not that hard. Underfunded Film Productions.
Underfunded Film Productions.
Just call us UFP.
They have a film festival,
UFP.
UFPrentals.com, and besides, they're awesome. But now we're going to look at Small HD, which I'm freaking excited about. Okay, so this is the 17-inch, and it's HDR, so it can go crazy bright. It's one of the brightest monitors that I know of. All kinds of options, pretty sweet.
Add in different tools. So you say, oh, I want a zebra one. Add that in. And now you can.
And are you setting it?
Oh shoot! I don't want to do it.
Now you broke it. And you have different profile setups you can program into it. You can assign 3D LUTs to it. So you could do a LUT, drop it in. So what I would be most excited about this is director's monitor. You have a couple of these sitting on your cart. You can assign whatever LUT so they look awesome on set for your directors, so they're not worried about, oh, it looks muddy or whatever. These things are pretty much indestructible. Oh, see, that's pretty cool. Now, I'd want a bigger one. It might be cool to go their biggest monitor and then go and do multiple inputs on that, as opposed to a smaller one with multiple inputs.
So they've got 2 SDI and 1 HDMI.
That's pretty sweet. And so this is cool. So I'm always like taping and velcroing the wireless receivers and stuff to it. Super thin. Hold that 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So here's the mounting options. So you can just mount stuff on it. Here's the one from the video. Oh, that's brilliant.
Apparently it still works too.
That's still works? That's awesome. Oh, Matt's breaking stuff.
And
4-pin power. But I would freaking love one of these for director. A couple of these. So means I only have to buy one, right?
You can buy the bigger one. We're gonna get this one.
Okay. And it looks great. Is it 1080? No, is it 1080 or 4K? It's 1080p, right?
Yeah. You know, we talked to him about the 4K, and he's like, you know, no one really has the way to handle 4K while you're on set. Yeah, so this is what's cool, is you got...
Oh, so you can do like peaking...
you show focus on one, waveform on another, histogram on another. You know, you could actually have different settings for each thing.
So can you do multiple inputs, do you know?
Yeah, there's 2 SDIs. You could have 2 SDI1, SDI2.
I didn't realize.
Somehow I can figure out how to do it. There's a way to switch to a lot of data.
Well, besides the random dancer on screen, it looks awesome.
Oh, there we go. So you can pump things up, switch left to right. There we go.
That's pretty sweet. I'm excited for that. So that one's about $4,000, and they have 2 more sizes. They've got a bigger one and another one, but they'd be too big for stuff right now. And of course, they have their small stuff, which we all know about. So, but that's what we're more excited about.